We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say fuck 'em, I ain't moving small. Bitch, money grows from my intuition. I just bought a crib, that's my first edition. People hate it when you claim a vision, but I use a static when I hit ignition. Hungry moves, I'm faster in a minute. I stay fresh as fuck, I'm in that mint condition. Forge a heat, no matter where I've been, and give me any place and it'll be a kitchen. This how we flow to the top. I'm on a wave and it never gon' stop. I hit a 3, now we running the clock. 24 seconds, I still block your shot. I'm making this an eternal spot. Permanent stain in the flow, ink blot. Don't step to me when I get too hot. I'ma end your life and it's all you got. We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. This an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say fuck 'em, I ain't moving small. Bitch, homemade flow, I'm a PVC. There ain't one motherfucker doing shit like me. Heart rate froze, check the EKG. I hate wasting time, fuck eventually. Routine work when nobody see, but I ain't feel the stress, I know it's meant to be. 30 beats, I'm on a killing spree. I made every song in my discography. Yeah, that's every cent, every dollar. I ain't tryna listen to a broke scholar. Making moves to make the money taller. To the shit topping on the Eiffel Tower. Labels calling, I won't wear their collar. With my own drive, I can take it farther. Do it myself, don't fucking bother. Been self-made now, shout out to my father. We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. This an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say fuck 'em, I ain't moving small, bitch.
We could play blank, blank 182. Lay around the house and daydream till the afternoon. Thinking about the times that we had when this was all that we knew. When this song was still new, when this all was still new. We could play blank, blank 182. Summertime nights that we had, staring at the moon. Laughing at our own jokes, acting like they were new. We'd only watch cartoons, but love and life is our tune. That we can never go back to this. And as we grow, we'll look back and miss our life. Cause we'll leave this time, we'll leave this home, and find life, love our very own. But we can play blank, blank 182.
We could play blink, blink 182. Drive around our cars and pretend that we never grew. Sneak out of the house every night. We were young and confused. We never made curfew. There was too much to do. We could play blink, blink 182. Chasing all our drinks with Red Bull and Mountain Dew. Hangover so bad we would sleep until the morning was through. Yet start again cause we knew that there was nothing to lose.
That we can never go back to this. And as we grow, we'll look back and miss our life. Cause we'll leave this time, we'll leave this home, and find life, love our very own. But we can play blank, blank 182.
off the ground. Let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space to find my voice. Time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go time and space to find my voice, to see you, and I'll go. And I'll go.
My heart, don't wanna feel your touch like ice, tracing all my scars. Why is it hurt on the inside? It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you, you break me, but something about it makes us whole, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. Oh, oh, oh.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Royalty Series Season 1. Taking a look at 3v3 NA and the All-Star Division. We're in week number 5 of the season, and we will be seeing WashU undefeated with a 12-5 game record taking on Midwest Mafia Storm Syndicate. I believe the winner of this series does clinch playoffs, which will start in just a few weeks, so a lot on the line here as these two teams have built up impressive resumes. Obviously, WashU undefeated, taking down both number 3 G&G Rose and number 4 Comet Crusaders. Both of those teams, their only loss to WashU at St. Louis, so quite a strong resume. Storm Syndicate, they lost 1-3 to Team Jumbo in week 1, but have not dropped a game since then and are looking to ride that momentum to a victory here against an undefeated WashU team, as it looks like everybody is just about ready on the pitch. So without further ado, without further delay, let's get things on the road here between these two teams, as I'm sure they are eager to do as well. As we have now kicked off in this best of 5 series, first of 3 games, we'll take it. Storm Syndicate, formerly NF Jetstream, they have a very strong resume across their years of competing in multiple different leagues. Royalty Series, a merger of AGL and Skyward Series. And first season has been going well for the league and for each of these two teams. Now it will be Bean for WashU, trying to get things kicked off. Inertia, though, a steady hand on the back line, as it will be something that Storm Syndicate will need against a team as potent offensively as WashU has been this season. Also potent is Jupiter, though. He dropped a 1.964 rating last weekend, by far the highest in the All-Star Division. So he'll be looking to repeat that performance. That one's going to bounce off a couple of pieces of woodwork and find its way out. But WashU already, you can see them applying so much pressure. The infield pass will work perfectly, and will be Bean kicking off the scoring for us here in Game 1. And a great touch there coming out of, I believe it's pronounced Pincer. Or Pincher. Pincer, I think it is. Just getting a nice soft touch off of the backboard. Able to drop it down to Bean. Inertia looking to get one himself. It will be saved away by Pincer. Well, he can't quite get a handle on it. Storm Syndicate, rather, has a very unique style of play that a lot of teams have had trouble to deal with, but so far WashU getting the bulk of the pressure. That one's over the top of the last man, though. Quickly following it is Jupiter. It's going to bounce off the crossbar. Both teams getting chances, but so far only WashU able to convert that into a goal. Maybe even another. Finding a demo on Inertia was Pincer. Touched by Gerbs. Will be handled easily by Jupiter, but you can see already things starting to balance out. These teams testing each other, but it will be Storm Syndicate now trying to get some offense going. It's a big demo. This night might be open for Hypernova. He's going to dive down and through, but he wasn't anticipating the miss. And it will fall back into WashU possession. Inertia again jumping the air dribble. He's done that a couple of times already this game, and it's led to some threatening chances. You have to wonder if they may manifest into something a little more threatening down the line for Storm Syndicate. Now, though, they still remain down by 1. Hypernova looking for a bump on the last man. Instead, it's a great clear. Sent over the Gerbs. Looks for a fake challenge. Instead, it will fall right back out to Pincer. Inertia, or rather Hypernova, taking a poor 50 there, and Bean unable to follow. Things looking mostly equal. WashU maybe a couple more threatening chances, but Storm Syndicate have made up for that with a little more volume in their offensive pushes. Inertia, he's the main man. You have to think mechanically for this team. Even if Jupiter is that first man, that leading scorer for this team. Gonna look at Inertia as well to get things going offensively, and of course Hypernova being able to enable those two with his quick challenges and his demos. A couple of bumps coming through will result in this one. Leaking out to Inertia. He's going to slow it down. Pops it over 1. Avoids the bump. Looks to 50 it through. Bean finding a save and another 50. WashU so composed on the defensive end. And they are holding on to this 1-goal lead. Inertia again cutting off another air dribble. But he does find a team bump on Jupiter. That will make Hypernova very awkward. Can't even make a touch on the ball, but it will pinch out. Inertia able to get back to it. And able to keep the deficit at 1 for Storm Syndicate. Jupiter as well, finding a touch over 1. Pinzer is on 0 boost. What can he do with this? Gets a 50 out to Gerbs. Inertia a little too far back to follow. It's an infield pass. He cuts off the shot again. Inertia keeping his team in this game number 1. Storm Syndicate, time is starting to become a factor. They do need to find a goal within the next 90 seconds. They have been unable to really find anything too threatening after that crossbar hit by Jupiter earlier on in the game. Hypernova, not a lot of boost here. Just going to take his time, look for a flick. 2 go at it for WashU, but it will end up in Gerb's possession. He's out of boost, though. Inertia doesn't know it. He will leave it for Jupiter. Also out of boost. He'll give the ball away to Bean. Not the touch he wanted. Inertia gets it over a diving pincer. Big miss by Bean as well. Hypernova goes. Everybody diving at this ball right now. It's so awkward for Gerbs. A shot from Jupiter will be put wide, and that net was open, but Jupiter couldn't find it. Now it's going down the other end, but Bean loses control. And still no progress able to be made by either team. Inertia, Hypernova, double commit. Inertia at least finds something positive on it. He'll drop down center. Pincer having no trouble with that one. And neither is Gerbs. We have now spent the last 4 minutes or so really doing nothing with this ball. And that definitely works out in the team of the lead's favor, that being WashU and at St. Louis. Still 20 seconds, maybe a push here from Jupiter. And he finds some more magic, trying to drop it down. Beat, not the touch he wanted. Hypernova can't make contact. That's going to put a huge wrench in the plans of Storm Syndicate, and a couple more touches go high. And the accuracy issues might just be what plagued Storm Syndicate in this game, as their chances go by the wayside, and WashU look to take game number 1 in this series. Gerbs is pronounced Gerbs like gerbil. Interesting. I will try to keep that in mind. In Storm Syndicate, you can look at them applying 8 shots there, 6 coming out of Inertia alone, but they weren't able to find the back of the net. The accuracy just a little too much for them to handle, as the 1 goal from Bean was enough to win the game here. Obviously, plenty of time left in this series and plenty for Storm Syndicate to build off of. I think if Hypernova can have a bit more than a 104-point game, his team will be glad to see it. Inertia dropping 4 demos, the physicality you also expect out of the Storm Syndicate roster. No strangers to pulling out demos and bumps when it has mattered. We'll see if there will be some more progress offensively here for Storm Syndicate, and they will be Inertia starting out with the ball, switching over to the Fennec, making my life just that little bit much harder. We'll find an air dribble, though. Hypernova demos a couple of players, but Jupiter, that touch isn't what he wanted. It's still awkward. He gets faked out by Pinzer, and still pressure being kept. Storm Syndicate seemingly catching on to the fact that WashU are just content to let him play offense as long as they don't get bumped, but a bump comes through from Hypernova. And now it will be Jupiter finding the first goal of the series for Storm Syndicate. And this is exactly what Storm Syndicate wanted to do. I think WashU, they got a little complacent just allowing Storm Syndicate to miss the net and make mistakes. But the problem is that this Midwest Mafia team so eager to cut rotations, make things awkward, that if you give them that sort of space, you're just going to get taken advantage of. And here's Hypernova to double up the lead within 30 seconds. As he takes 1 good 50, Bean misses, and Gerbs pushes all the way for the corner boost. You can't let that happen, as that one's tucked into the top left corner of the net. So already, Storm Syndicate showing offense that they did not have in game number 1. Pinzer, though, trying to find one back. Looks for the reset. Do believe he has it, but he can't quite get anything besides a 50. It'll drop down to Gerbs. Inertia and Gerbs will whifty this one. Bean's overcommit. Inertia trying to find a redirect. Did he just find that angle? He did. Inertia putting in the 3rd goal within a minute for Storm Syndicate. Everybody shoots. Everybody scores for this Midwest Mafia roster. As again, this team able to catch out the last man. Finding ways to score off of physicality, good shooting, and a quick counterattack. We want to see if you're a Midwest Mafia fan. WashU, things are starting to become more of an issue for them. They were able to coast in game 1, but now that they find themselves in a deficit, the offense does need to start to come into play, and misses like that are not going to help you. It will be Bean. It's the corner wall, still caught by Gerbs. Trying to maybe pinch it down for a teammate, but nobody there. Still, WashU able to keep pressure well, something both of these two teams have done in spades. Pinzer almost able to jam it through, but the angle not quite there. Maybe just a little too slow of a roller. You have to think if it got to that position. maybe half a second quicker, we would have seen WashU cut this deficit down to 2 instead. Still trail 3-0. Double commit, though, for Storm Syndicate. Might have just caught Inertia out, and it will. Gerbs now finding a goal of his own. Maybe Storm Syndicate a little too eager to break out of their own half here. Hypernova and Jupiter both up for that, and Inertia not expecting a double miss, so... WashU, they're not dead on offense. They're finding counters as well, or at least having the awareness to find long shots with power. Hypernova needs to be careful. A double commit comes through for WashU, so it will be Jupiter now with a big chance coming off the sidewall. Demo, double tap opportunity as well. Can he find it? Pincer just about able to take it away, but still, it's all pressure for Storm Syndicate. Inertia trying to air dribble this one home, and he jams it through. Inertia's brace will restore a 3-goal lead for Midwest Mafia Storm Syndicate as they are rolling here in Game 2. Again, the last man for each of these teams has been caught out a couple of times, and it's led to saves not being made on either end. That time, Gerbs just a little too low on boost to make anything of note happen on that save attempt. And it has led to this lead being even more for Storm Syndicate. Hypernova, though, he's kind of 1v3 on defense here. Does well enough to get this to the corner. Over to safety, perhaps. 50 taken, and Hypernova just jumps it so early. Did he pre-jump that one? I mean, that is just ridiculous confidence. What in the world happened here? Yeah, he just went up, completely ignored the fact that Bean was about 3 times closer to the ball, and scored a goal. And that is what is so frustrating about playing Storm Syndicate. Experienced it myself a few days ago, is that this team, they will go for balls you just don't expect them to, and they do it in a way that keeps them safe on the back line. It can be so frustrating when that starts to happen. You have to wonder, what can you do against a team that can make plays like that? WashU trying to find the defensive form that they had in Game 1, but they've simply tried to expand the rotation out a little bit too much. As while the offense has been maybe marginally better, the defense has struggled majorly as a result. It's from Gerbs. Pinzer only to the sidewall. Team bump. Now for WashU, maybe opening up a shooting lane for Inertia. Hypernova double commit. Jupiter, last man, will challenge. And maybe one thing WashU can take advantage of is that Storm Syndicate like to send the house. Now Gerbs off the backboard, followed by Bean. He can't find it. Pinzer will also go, and now it's an open net. Can Hypernova find it? Doesn't look like it, but you can see their offensive chances being tried for WashU, but they're just a little too imprecise. Jupiter now backboard looking for a double. He's up against still, and he finds it. Now 2 goals apiece for each member of this Midwest Mafia roster. This time it's Jupiter able to maneuver his way around the angle and find it off the ground and in. His team clicking now on all cylinders. It is a scary sight, especially if you're WashU, as this Brazil. The plane has been boarded. Destination Rio de Janeiro. Courtesy of Hypernova. He has a hat trick in Game 2. Finding 7 goals now with Storm Syndicate, when last game they struggled to find just 1. Yeah, this is about as big of a comeback as you could have hoped for if you're a fan of Midwest Mafia. Good ceiling pass though by Pinzer. Bean will pre-flip, and something I've noticed now is that WashU boost management is getting a little tough. Of course, it's been an issue for Jetstream as well, but they've managed to make it work thanks to their close on-ball positioning. When you look at WashU, they're trying to space out, but they haven't really adjusted boost-wise. A bump attempt, though, will give Pinzer a shooting lane. And WashU, even if this game is pretty much all but over, and that goal was gifted to you by Inertia 50ing his own teammate. You'd like to see some offense here. WashU improving their scoring output now, and the bump plays might be what they turn to. It is how Storm Syndicate scored their first goal of the series about probably 6 real-life minutes ago, I'd say. Bean, he's got about a 3v1 here on offense, but Pinzer trying to make a little too much happen, and it won't go through. Hypernova just going to let this one be given right to him, and it will be. 50 now, over to a place where it's playable for Jupiter. He doesn't leave it, and Gerbs just takes a shot on target. Obviously, you just have to throw everything at the net now if you're WashU. Not much point in really doing anything else. I guess if you're looking for momentum, you can try to go for some more well thought out goals. It's a good touch coming through from Pinzer, but Inertia no trouble there. 50 from Bean. Pinzer now. That one's almost open, but Jupiter gets to it quickly. Inertia will pounce on it. This is a wide open net for him, and he can't find it. Instead, it will be Hypernova stealing the goal. He has 4. As from a Brazil to a Barca. I'm sure Hypernova will be happy to see that one ricochet into his car rather than Inertia's. I was about to say, we would have just seen 2 hat tricks from 2 different Storm Syndicate members in the same game, but Hypernova determined to make sure he is the only person scoring. He might even find a 5th goal here. It'll be off the crossbar. But that will put an end to game number 2. Storm Syndicate rallied back majorly. And even despite a goal here from Bean in the closing seconds, it is a 5-goal margin of victory for Midwest Mafia Storm Syndicate. They will tie up the series, and they have heaps of momentum after doing so. And I mean, what is there really to say about Wash U? They gave up pressure. They didn't really make the shots that difficult for Storm Syndicate. And while they had some offensive chances, 2 of 3 of their goals were really given to them. So you have to just hope that you play better defense, attack the ball a little more, and be expecting the Storm Syndicate press to overwhelm you. Something you can do is focus on their 3rd man. If you can find a demo and a clear, that is pretty much a guaranteed goal with the aggressive rotations that Storm Syndicate does play. So maybe something for WashU to adjust with, but given a 30-second or less time gap between games, you have to wonder if it's going to be that easy to make a change. Inertia firing a shot off the crossbar, almost able to open up the scoring quickly in game 3. This is a pretty crucial game. Hypernova jumping this one again. 50 well by Pinzer. Now finally a little bit of space for Bean to breathe. He's jumped into the Fennec as well, but Hypernova finding another touch on target as he terrorizes this WashU defense for the 5th time this series. Just playing right off of that touch from Inertia and finding the back of the net. I mean, just playing so well into each other. Our Storm Syndicate. And even when these touches, you just expect them to be kind of one-offs, buying time. They turn into real offensive chances. A couple of team bumps here. A big commit here from Jupiter. That's an open net for Bean, but he's just too low boost. Pinzer's getting harassed. Jupiter now gets demoed, but time has been bought majorly for Storm Syndicate, and Hypernova will convert it into another offensive opportunity. And drop it center. Nobody there besides Jurbs, but he gives it away to Inertia. Storm Syndicate, that field coverage doing well for them. For WashU, you have to wonder, is there going to be some sort of change? They need to get something going. Inertia pushed for a double demo. Jupiter took a little bit too much time on the ball, and now their counterattack coming through. Take challenge, team pump, and it will at least be out of harm's way thanks to Inertia. Jupiter finding a 50 high. Hypernova waiting. Can't quite find a touch on it. Able to make a 50 though, and here is Bean off the backboard, just trying to test this defense. Inertia passes that one with flying colors, and he's just being unchallenged. Triple commit though might open up some trouble. Pass center from Pinzer. It's a little too quick and a little too far wide. 3rd man goes. It's Jurbs. Able to find some pressure forward. Hypernova almost own goaling, but it will be a shot opportunity for Bean. Hypernova again coming into play on defense, making up for that mistouch, and now it's Jupiter. A bump on the last man, looking for one himself. Inertia now collecting this one after the clear. He has a lot of space. What can he do with it? Hypernova's going up as well, trying to find the double tap as both members of Midwest Mafia Storm Syndicate, but it will be saved away. WashU holding better than they did in the last game, but they still need to find a goal here. And Pinzer struggling to collect that one on offense. These mistouches, these misses, plain misses are coming through, and the bump as well. WashU find their equalizer finally. As the Storm Syndicate mistakes, they piled on just a little too high here. Jupiter bumped out the way by Jurbs. Good awareness, the physicality that you wanted to see if you're a WashU fan. As we do finally have ourselves a competitive game after what felt like an eternity of Storm Syndicate dominance in game 2. Jupiter gonna take his time off the back wall. Drops it down, pinches it past one. Pinzer is awkward for this 50, and it will be taken well. Hypernova 50s it through. Pinzer recovers, avoids a demo, avoids a bump as well. Now looking to find a double tap, or at least a drop down pass. It's going to be there for Bean, but he can't read it. Now the counter is on in full for Storm Syndicate. It's over to Hypernova, looking for inertia, a little too strong. And now it's Pinzer looking to put his team in the lead for the first time in about... or first time since the end of game 1, really. But instead it might be Hypernova. He just about fluffs that shot. The chances are there for both teams. Storm Syndicate, they've been on defense now a little more than they would have wanted to, especially after such a strong victory in game 2. Hypernova, another quick shot taken. Jupiter will dive at it, and Jerbs finds the win. That's a big one as well. Now it's Pinzer looking to get this one center for a teammate. Is anybody there to shoot? It will just be actually ricocheting center, and Pinzer will capitalize. Wash U, they have found a lead. And Bean, that touch is just going to work out perfectly to his teammate. We saw him do something so similar for his team's only goal in game 1. Was enough to win that game. Now control has been firmly placed back into the hands of this Wash U team. Playing a lot more offense, responding to Storm Syndicate. And jumping on these open lanes that the Midwest Mafia squad were so keen to take advantage of in this previous game on Forbidden Temple. See Pinzer as well jumping these ones quickly, but it is still Jupiter trying to find a double tap. Will he line up the angle? He does. He bounces it through. As the week 4 MVP, able to take advantage of a low boost and demolished Wash U team on defense. As that is now a tie game we find ourselves in yet again. 1 minute and 16 seconds to go. Hypernova, the aggression now being turned up fully. And it will be Jupiter. Off the backboard, inertia challenges early and nobody makes contact. And the ego challenge, frankly, coming out of inertia. I mean, he just asked a simple question. Can you touch this ball? And nobody could. So for all that hard work, Wash U did to find themselves a lead. It has just been taken right back away from them as they now stare down the barrel of potentially going down 2-1 in a series that looked to be at least briefly into their control. Another goal would do wonders for Storm Syndicate to put this one at least into a more secure position for them. But it will be saved away. Bean finding a pinch, maybe setting up some offense while doing so. But Jupiter, he's just so quickly up to the ball. And the clear coming through. Now 40 seconds to go. It is still in the possession of Storm Syndicate. Pinzer past one. Hypernova dive challenges, at least finds a demo that'll give inertia a tiny bit of time on the ball. Though he gets dunked by Jerbs. This net is wide open. Jupiter, he finds the save. Storm Syndicate, they're just barely now protecting this 1-goal lead. 20 seconds to go. They need to just play solid defense. A double commit will give Wash U a chance. This one's floating high center. Pinzer finds a good 50s. Anybody there for the follow? It will be Beam, but he can't get the angle on target. And Jupiter will find a clear now. Time ticking down. Wash U need to find a goal. They can't let Jupiter find one himself. Lastest opportunity here. 0 boost is Bean. He flicks it forward, but it's too high for Pinzer. And Storm Syndicate have moved on to match point. And definitely a closer game. Exactly even shooting. And same assist. Actually, Storm Syndicate tested a little more on defense. You can see 3 saves having to be made, but it was the Midwest Mafia that won this one. And they will be happy for it, as they now just need 1 game win out of the next 2 to put an end to Wash U's undefeated streak. And I believe clinch a spot in playoffs for themselves. That's not confirmed, but I think it's very likely with about the 30 2-2 teams that exist in this tier. We'll see if there's anything left in the tank for Wash U. They looked much better in game 3 than they did in the game before, but they were unable to get anything out of it besides another game loss. Will there be anything different to show for it here in game 4? This one being jumped quickly by Jupiter, but it will be leaking out at least a Bean. A couple of panic touches will set up Jerbs well. Touchdown to Pinzer. They'd be mispronouncing that. As the series gets more high stakes, it's going to be pinched into the corner. Jupiter very awkward. Pinzer will just find a shot on target, and Bean, the follow, will be put high. Wash U, though, they have developed a sense of aggression similar to Storm Syndicate. It's something that will happen when you play an ultra-aggressive team is that you will often adapt that aggression as well. It can be so tough to try to best somebody at their own play style, but that's exactly what WashU have attempted to do, and it's been at least better for them than sticking to their own guns in game 2. Jupiter, though, he might have just found a shooting angle. Pinzer waiting there and finding a save in the direction of Gerbs. Hypernova being spun for a loop here. Is this going to be put center, though? Nobody there to follow. And Storm Syndicate will find a strong clear. Pinzer is so awkward. Jupiter looking for a touch to redirect it. Instead, it will just be a miss. And Pinzer now does catch it on the backboard. Past one with still full control of the ball. Able to get a good 50. Is Gerb's going to be able to find the shooting angle? Inertia just that little bit quicker. And this might even be an open net, courtesy of that demo from Hypernova. Just going to find one touch. Can he follow it? It'll bounce uncomfortably for him. Followed by Jupiter missed. Another bump coming through, but it doesn't look like it's going to manifest into anything, as we remain tied at 0-0. At least for the time being. These aggressive bump plays have worked out for Storm Syndicate so far, and they might be employing them a little bit more. Remains to be seen if they want to up the aggression as they try to close out the series as quickly as possible. Pinzer, though, he has a free ball to work with. He has one challenging him, drops it below him. Gerb's looking for a bump on Jupiter, but he finds the angle. And the save is made. As now on the other end, it's Inertia. It's a dunk. It's going to leak out to Hypernova, looking for a shot on target, trying to roll it through. It's going out to Jupiter, slows it down, looks for a double tap, jams it through. As Jupiter will just pop it high and drop it down, courtesy of yet another Hypernova bump. Storm Syndicate now 2 minutes and 39 seconds away from taking the series, as they have quickly recovered. And they did quickly recover from that game 1 loss, where they really probably should have felt like they should have won that one. And they're also looking to extend their lead here. It's Jupiter at center to Inertia, looking for a double tap, but Bean positions himself well on the backboard. Still might be there for Hypernova, though. It's so awkward for Pinzer, but he does get the clear out. Out of boost, though, is Pinzer. Gerbs, though, that's almost on target. Follow coming through from Bean. Hypernova jumps it. But with this, still pressure now for WashU. Bean, another good touch from him. Jupiter needs to find a good save himself, and he does. And the back pass from Gerbs will only serve to keep pressure on. Nothing too threatening off of it, though. Bean able to get a couple of good touches. Another demo this time is going to be for WashU. What can Pinzer do with it? Hypernova challenges, gets beat. Now Pinzer out of boost, looks to find the double tap through. Jupiter able to just about get a touch on it. Jellyfish Jupiter has indeed been different this game. And since he switched to the car, he's been doing so much for his team. That one almost dunked through from Pinzer. Looks like it's going to be a nervy final 90 seconds here for Storm Syndicate, as pressure has been mostly with WashU for the past minute. Hypernova, though, just as I say that, finds a good bounce off the corner ramp. Being out of boost, now it's Jupiter into the corner himself, but Pinzer is there. This positioning from WashU defensively has been strong, but they do need to find something offensively. It's almost as if it's the same script from game number 1, just reversed. Jupiter trying to find an additional goal. Some security would be much appreciated by Storm Syndicate, but right now it's still just a 1-0 lead, a tentative 1-0 lead. Jupiter, though, he's trying to extend it. He's trying to find the air dribble pass to Hypernova, but he will go at it and won't find it. Inertia fakes just to buy time on defense. As Bean, he's pushing this one so strongly. The defensive demo by Hypernova, again, clearing up space and making this one a little easier on Storm Syndicate. As will that miss. Inertia trying to put the series away, and he might have just done so. The net was wide open. As he controls the ball well, Pinzer, he's not expecting a follow-up touch from the sidewall. But Inertia, he has that, and he has it every day of the week here. Especially on Thursdays, apparently. As, barring a miracle here from WashU, it looks like they're going to lose their undefeated season to Midwest Mafia Storm Syndicate. This team has shown their offensive firepower and their defensive heroics, and they might have just put in a third goal. They did. Hypernova, perhaps the MVP of this series with how well he's been playing, has put this one firmly in the wins column for Midwest Mafia Storm Syndicate. As a good effort put up by WashU in games 1 and 3 will fall short in the latter, and the other 2 games firmly for Storm Syndicate, who will take the series and they will move to 4-1 on the season. Certainly one of the favorites, you have to think, for the All-Star Division here in the Royalty Series. And Jupiter's I'm getting the game MVP, 2 assists for him. But again, it was Hypernova who just about willed his team to victory time and time again. Obviously, it was not all him, far from all him. But he certainly did a lot. And a performance for him and Storm Syndicate to be proud of, taking down a team that has really made other top teams struggle. As WashU, again, they beat teams placed 3 and 4 in the division. But clearly, Midwest Mafia, Storm Syndicate, a little too much for them. As with this win, they do move themselves now into second place, actually, with a 4-1 record and a +9 game differential. So that is certainly the performance after losing in the first week of the season and now dropping only 1 game the rest of the way through. As for WashU, the team who has still put up strong performances time and time again, they are far from done for the season. They will drop down to 4-1 with a +5 game differential, which places them, I believe, either 5th or 6th, depending on where they fall with Team Ignition in my GOAT flip out. Has the music started? It's muted. There we go. A great performance here from all members of the Storm Syndicate team, showing why they are so potent in every phase of the game and why they can make even the best teams look a little silly with the goals that they're able to pull out when you just wouldn't expect them. It will be a contender come playoff time in just a few weeks, but that is all I have for you tonight. Storm Syndicate taking a 3-1 win over WashU, ending their undefeated season and moving themselves up to second place in the Royalty Series NA All-Star Division. Have a great evening, everybody. I'll try to hand off to a raid. Thanks for watching. Make sure to drop a follow.